Ahoy, and welcome back to my playthrough of 9 Noir Lives.
Securely locked. Pepe, I completely forgot to give this back to you, but as you can see, it's all worked out. Well, it's deserted, like Scarlett said. Pity she didn't mention how to get in the first place, though. Yeah, that did it. Ramon, I'm in Bartholomew's office, so if anyone finds you floating in the river tomorrow, it means he caught me here and I'm toast. Tabby, you can have my typewriter and my book collection, okay? Treat them well. Now, let's get into this safe and get out of here before Tinkle gets a chance to practice his crushing skills on my fragile little body. Well, of course, the scary mobster has antique weapons on his walls. A globe of the world. Sadly, not one of the cool ones that opens up and reveals alcohol. It's a picture of his Walk of Fame star. He hated Gentle Cat, but he still seems proud of his work in films. Why lick the picture when I could just go and lick the original? It's remarkably well balanced. I bet I can make it spin with just my tongue. The idea of all those sharp edges near my mouth makes me uncomfortable. Granddaddy Montague, I presume. Honestly, I expected a much bigger desk. How unexpectedly restrained of him. A lovely view of the city he exploits. How charming. What's this, I wonder? The weapon he used to murder his predecessor and take control of his nefarious empire? It's a map of Firth. There's something under the carpet there. Oh, there's something under here. Not terribly well hidden, Bartholomew, tisk tisk. Though I guess he's not exactly expecting nosy visitors. This must be Bartholomew's safe. Whiskers, a paw print lock. Scarlett didn't mention that either. Nothing happened. Perhaps nothing happened. Perhaps it's not switched on? Nothing happened.
Identification. Secure Storage Device MW394, Safe Masters of Cree, Manufacturing Division. All rights reserved, including the right to insult you. Introduction. Welcome, fur bag.
Hello, you rude safe.
Requirement. Authentication details required for function. Present passcode and biometrics. Fur bag.
Rude and chatty. Aren't you fun? Is this how you address all cats?
Explanation. Safe master protocols dictate all clients be treated equally. Loophole. Protocols do not dictate specific treatment level. Execution. Contemptuous mockery. Fur bag. Requirement. Authentication details required for function. Present passcode and biometrics. Fur bag. Recollection. Since the previous initialization, there have been 13 failed and 1 successful attempt to activate me. Due to repeated failures, Safe Master protocols oblige me to recommend using something nearby as the passcode. Fur bag.
Print of Bartholomew. The palm is clear, but the fingerprints are almost totally erased from people walking over it.
Hesitant confirmation. Correct biometrics.
The fingerprints are smudged now. Might as well get rid of them. There are so many countries out there. I wonder if I'll ever visit them all. I wonder if you'd approve of the business your son ended up in. I really have no use whatsoever for a giant painting of a Montague. The world spins at my command. Let's be realistic here, okay? The only person I'd injure carrying one of those around would be myself. When I lick Furrington, it tastes smoother than the rest, like someone's touched it repeatedly. I don't want to lick Bartholomew, and I don't want to lick his relatives either. I should really do some traveling when this case is wrapped up. It might even be required if Bartholomew comes after me.
Reluctant confirmation. Correct passcode entry.
Yes!
Disinterested confirmation. Passcode and biometrics provided. Grudging admiration. Furbag Bartholomew. Successful authentication achieved once more. Unlocking vault. Behold, Furbag, your pathetic treasures.
Finally, let's see what's in here. Wow. She was Edgar's mother. So that's what she wanted me to see. This is interesting. So she, and that means she, wow, I need to get back and talk to her as soon as possible. This must be one of his old awards. Wait, is that, that's blood. Someone was hit with this. Edgar? Does this mean that Bartholomew killed Edgar? I don't think I should lick that. I don't think I should lick that.
Did you find what you're looking for, Chaton?
You're Edgar's mother.
I believe the past tense is now appropriate, but yes, I hope you can understand now. I would never kill my own child.
There was something else. An award. It had blood on it. I think it's the murder weapon.
What? Bartholomew?
Perhaps?
Tu es en colère. The murder weapon was hidden in his safe. My son Edgar died in his club. What more proof do you need? Leave the city, Chaton. This is war.
You had access to his office, too. You may have been Edgar's mother, but you've not been part of his life for, what, 30 years? If you wanted to frame someone... The tall cat spat on me.
Do you know what your words have cost me? You casually accuse me of murdering my own son because I was not with him when he grew up. Do you think I did not want to be? Do you think I did? I do not love him with all my being. Bartholomew is a monster. Sweet words around the dark heart. I knew it was true, even when I was with him, but I was afraid. He was making new friends, and they were dangerous. I made plans to escape, but then I became pregnant with Edgar, and then I was no longer afraid. I was terrified. If I left with his son, Edgar would never have been safe. I had my own ambitions, and I knew I would eventually butt heads with Bartholomew again. The only way to keep Edgar safe, properly safe, forever, was to...
Leave? She paused, struggling for words, and the rawness of the emotions that fought for control of her face made me look away.
I left after he was born, towards that beast. I didn't care. I lied. It was my only option. I loved Edgar so much. He was so small, so beautiful. His life. He was my son. I had to protect him. If Bartholomew thought he meant nothing to me, he would be safe. Safer. Bartholomew would think he had to protect him from me. But Edgar would never be in danger from me. He could live in safety, grow up, be his own cat. So as long as Bartholomew or anyone else thinks I'm cold-hearted and uncaring, I have power and space to act. I can find out who killed him while everyone suspects me, and I can make the real murderer pay. If Bartholomew did this, then he is already finished.
Why was Edgar meeting with you? Did he know you were his mother?
No, he never knew. I didn't want to break what we had. He was happy. He had purpose. I didn't want to force him to split his priorities.
And what was his priority?
He was an amazing cat. Despite his father, he becomes someone I could be proud of. At the end, he came to me with a proposal, a unification of the families. He would become the head of the Montemews in time, and he wanted me to agree to work with him. Montemews and Catulets united.
Oh, a single crime family to control everything.
A single organization to bring stability to the city. But it doesn't matter now. That hope has ended with his death.
so sure I was right.
And yet, you are wrong.
I was mistaken. That doesn't mean the evidence I found isn't still relevant. You said Edgar was going to meet you at the establishment, right? The photo must have been the thing he was going to give you. Did he give you any indication about what the relevance was of the thing he was going to give you?
None. He only said it would let us discover who was selling fluff.
That pretty much confirms the mouse is selling fluff, then. Please, I want justice for Edgar. I promised that to Bartholomew, and I'm promising it to you, too.
Then you promise justice to the very cat who will pay for murdering my son. Appropriate.
Wait, please, I don't think it was him. When we spoke, his pain was clear. He was in agony.
Scoured by guilt.
I really don't think so, Scarlett. I don't think he did this. Or you. There's a third party involved here. Please, please, don't challenge him yet. Give me another chance to put the pieces together. You say Edgar wanted to make things better? Well, you and Bartholomew fighting it out on the streets, it's not going to achieve that.
I can tell you this. I have seen a building like the one in that photo. There is a memorial garden in the south of the city. It has metal work in that pattern.
All right. That's something. Okay, thank you.
But I will not wait forever. 2 days, Chaton. And then I will not be stopped by anyone.
Ramon, just a heads up. I'm in a garden at night, and it's kind of spooky. If, something comes at me, I might throw you at it, okay? And if you hear any high-pitched screams at the same time, it's the other thing making those noises. Definitely not me, okay? So, this is the place Scarlett thinks Edgar's photo was taken. The roses, which were imported and are the only known cultivation of this species outside of Garopia, are for looking, not eating. It's pushed super deep in. I guess I'll just leave this testament to short-temperedness right here. Excuse me, do I gnome you? Ramon, did you hear that? Gnome you. Excuse me, do I gnome you? So this whole park was built in memory of Eustace. Did he like collecting garden gnomes or something? Plant vandals will be hit with a spade. Well, that seems unduly harsh. The sign says, keep off grass. The problem, Mr. Sign, is that I need to walk on the grass. This whole area is now under investigation, which makes the grass a suspect, and you can't stop me, walking on the suspects. Eustace Magtheridon, always in our hearts, except when we forget. Well, there's points for truthfulness. Oh, so that's what Eustace Magtheridon looked like. As a look I would describe as pirate raconteur attends daughter's school play. There's a sign here. Keep off grass. 4 exclamation marks. Come on. Someone needs to stand up to this floral dictator. It's going to be me. I'm a grass maverick. Take that, Mr. Sign, and Mr. Sign Writer, whoever you are, as if the grass needs to be protected. Get real. Oh no, another sign. I'm so scared. What does this one say? My signs are not a joke. Feel my watery wrath. What the? Ah! Ow, water! Ah, in my eyes! Oh, now how dare you, sign? I'm going to rip that sign out of the ground! Take that! The sign part fell off. Typical low-quality insult signage. When will people learn? You always spend the extra for quality insult signage. Now all I have is this pointy stick. How many signs has this mad cat set up? Don't steal the sign. Well, don't spray me with water then, huh? This says, if you think you're clever for leaving wigs draped over the Wegala shrubs, which have been associated with royalty for hundreds of years and feature on the coat of arms of the extinct Leopold royal bloodline, you're not, I will find you. Oh. Oh, the Magtheridon family tree, it seems, carved onto an actual tree. Very clever. I'm amazed the irritable gardener hasn't blown a gasket over this. That's a very uniquely shaped lock. It's locked, but there's some sort of indent, like there's a missing piece. What is that? Is that a vegan bladder? That looks nasty. I think I prefer the Oscar version. Someone, probably the crazy gardener, was selling something here. What could it have been? Eustace was familiar with vegan blighters from a young age. He always said it was one of the main reasons he chose to spend his life exploring lands as distant as possible from his home. May this statue inspire others as it clearly inspired him. Looks like something might fit inside here. This statue is hooked up to a supply of flammable fuel. Why? So this gardener fellow has a little side business, it seems. Putting things into the vegan blighter statue to make it light up and look all scary. I wonder how that works. I shouldn't mess with that. It could explode. What's this? Graffiti? Is this part of whatever ritual that statue is intended for? You know, if I stare at it long enough, it feels like it starts to pull me in and swirl endlessly. Weird. did you know Eustace Magtheridon? There's a botanical garden named after him.
To my endless chagrin, he is my great-great-grandkitty.
You're not as big a fan of Eustace the Explorer as everyone else then.
No, sir, I am not. Eustace was a pervert, the root of the rot that pervades my family.
Oh, did he also go around cutting hedges when he shouldn't have?
If he did, sir, he would have cut them into the shape of unmentionables. He traveled the world seeking out new lands, and then returned home with his ship's hold stuffed full of relics of unseemly purpose.
Unseemly? You mean?
I do. Garden gnomes, sir. Oh, the ignominy! He placed the little monsters all over the grounds of the estate, and there they survive to this day. I have lost count of the times I have gone for an evening stroll and come upon one unexpectedly, leering up at me from a bed of petunias like a tiny clay voyeur. They are heirlooms now, and my requests to smash them into itty-bitty pieces with a hammer have been repeatedly denied.
Is Eustace really buried in the mausoleum in his park?
Oh yes, alongside spoils of his misadventures.
I need to get in there. Do you know how to unlock it?
Into his mausoleum? Why?
I think a mouse that can't exist is dealing drugs inside.
If you don't want to tell me the truth, just say so. The door is sealed with a lock that only our family crest can open.
Oh, I see. Sanctity of the family heritage and all.
Oh, no, I couldn't care less. For your help with my vegan blighter problem, you may have it. Feel free to smash any garden gnomes you find in there while you're at it.
I certainly shall. It fits. Good job, Tybalt. Ramon, I take back what I said about the garden being spooky. There's a coffin in here already, so they can bury me right away if I die of fright.
Okay, that's over now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.